おはよう。いや疲れたね。
Yo, Bappa been steady, it's me, Cheeky, and this is a tier list of Wuthering Waves. And I know I already made one, but that was an April Fool's joke, so I figured I'll make an actual tier list. I guess I'll make it similar to the Zenless one, where I'll be splitting it up into a tier list based off of gameplay, in my opinion, and then a tier list based off of, I don't know, should I do this? Should I do 3 tier lists or 2 tier lists? Because, like, at first I was thinking tier lists off of gameplay, and then one off of, like, character and looks. But then I thought about it, there's some characters in this game that I really like their character, but like looks-wise, I don't really like too much. So like, if I was doing both, I feel like they'd get shafted. So I might do 3, but yeah, this one's gonna be the gameplay one. Which, honestly, I just realized there's only 2 rovers. So, I don't know. Weird. Should I find one that has, you know, different... Should I... Yeah, let me see if there is one that has different, rovers on it. Alright, yo, Bappa been steady, it's me, Cheeky, and welcome back. This is the best list that exists. So, based off of this, I know there's 3 different rovers. I know there's Havoc Rover, I know there's Spectra Rover, and I know there's Arrow Rover. So, if I'm gonna base it off of gameplay, I'm just going to base it off the rover I like the most and the one that I use the most. Which, that means I'm going to ignore one of them, because I'm going to use both of the rovers to represent that. To keep it simple, female rover is going to represent Spectra Rover, and male rover is going to represent, let's just say, Arrow Rover. Because I don't use Havoc Rover. I'm sorry, I just don't use Havoc Rover. So, yeah. I'm going to keep the tiers the same. I'm not going to change the names. I normally change the names of the tiers, because I think it's better to describe them than to have letters. But I'm just going to say the tiers, like a normal tier list. Now this is based off of gameplay, okay? Off of gameplay. Actually, I'm gonna add a tier. Oops, I accidentally moved. Can I stop? Jesus, I'm tweaking. Add a row below called Don't Own, and then add a row below called Own but Don't Play Enough for Opinion. Let's just make this that green and make this blue. Alright. Let's just get this out the way. I don't own Jian. I don't own Jinshi. I don't know why there's 2 Jinshis here, but like I don't own the skin, so like yeah, let's just throw that there. I don't own Rochia, and I feel like there's another character I don't own. Right? Well, I mean, I guess I don't own Zani, nor do I own Chukona. Actually, fuck it, let's... Because that just feels wrong. I don't want them to be in this tier, if that makes sense. Because, like, they're not out yet. and I'm going to own both of them. So yeah, all right. Enough of that. I own the rest of these characters, as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, I own all these characters. I'm not gonna skim over a billion times, but yeah. As for the characters that I own but don't play enough to have an opinion, Jianjin, Ling Yang, uh, I'm gonna make a brief exception to this rule or this like tier because like there is a character I don't play, but I have an opinion on, so I feel like that's fair to throw them there. Honestly, I feel like Encore because like I don't really play Encore. I played in the beginning, which I know that's kind of crazy, but like I don't really have an opinion. Like I don't have an opinion on these characters. All right, I think this is good enough. All this is good enough, right? Okay. Because like I can't really talk about these five because I don't have an opinion on them, which is weird. Like I own them, but I don't play them enough to like have an opinion. Now D tier. To start off with D tier, let's just put Baiji here. Baiji is the most boring character by far. Like, honestly, I think she's legit the only D tier character in terms of gameplay. Like, she's just not fun to play. Like, I don't know how to explain it. The whole, like, controlling the dragon and whatnot. Like, her kit is super simple and boring. I hope she gets, like, an upgrade or, like, a rework. Because, like, her current state, she's just, like, I don't know. Not like, I don't want to say, like, not fun, but, like, I guess she isn't fun. Like, I only play her as a joke sometimes, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Like, that's legit all I have to say about that. This might be surprising, but for C tier, I'm gonna throw Chisha. And I know that sounds crazy, because I am a big Chisha fan. I'm a Chisha Glazer, and she's a well-built character of mine, and I use her a whole bunch. But for endgame, especially against bosses, she like suffers so much. She's not that good against bosses. Like I don't know if I'm just playing her bad, which I probably am, but compared to other characters, she just kind of struggles a lot. She doesn't really fit into many teams that well. Like I guess you could run like a Chisha Mortefi like shorekeeper team or whatever the fuck you want to do. But as of right now, Chisha's just kind of like she's good in the overworld to like run around and use. She's good to clear like crowds if you spam her ultimate in the overworld. But like in terms of like fighting something like that has a bunch of health, you either have to do it solo with Chisha, or there's no point in using her. So if you really like solo character, then sure. But even then, there's much better solo characters to use in the game. I feel like she's like arguably the worst one to use as a solo character, and she doesn't really benefit that much from having a team compared to the other characters in the game. Like, she's just kind of in a odd spot. Her kit isn't bad, it's usable, and you can get a lot of value out of Chisha. I'm not hating on the character, but to be completely honest, like, she's kind of just hard to like efficiently and effectively use if you're trying to play optimally, if that makes sense. I still use her because I love guns and gun characters in games, and her personality's cool and all that. But that's not what type of tier list I'm making. I'm making tier lists based off of gameplay and my own personal opinion on gameplay. So, yeah, that's just my thought personally. Joining Chisha in her tier, I'd probably say Tauki, because it's kind of weird. It's kind of hard to, you know, rank Tauki. But, like, I guess, like, she's just outclassed by a lot of... When I say a lot, I mean by Brand. If you have Brand, there's, like, no point in using Tauki, because Brand does more damage, and... I don't know. Just a better support than Tauki is. And I don't want to hate on Tauki, but, like, I don't use Tauki that much. But I used her enough to, like, form an opinion. So, like, I feel like she's just kind of, like, a C-tier character. Like, there's not much going for her, personally, for me. But, like, she isn't bad by any means. I feel like D-tier means the character's bad and in desperate need of change. Whereas C-tier means that they're kind of in a weird spot or just, like, brushed aside. If you want to know what the rest means, B tier means like they're usable, but there's better characters as well as better gameplay out of other characters. A tier means their gameplay is like pretty good, it's decent. And then S tier means it's just like perfect. It's perfect gameplay, if that makes sense to me. And speaking about characters that are kind of in a weird spot, I would probably say Alto. Because there's not too many arrow characters, and I know I don't have Jian, but, like, there's not too many characters that benefit from his kit, like, to the maximum amount. I guess you could say Yang Yang, but, like, she doesn't really, like, need Alto, if that makes sense. Like, you can plug her into a Shorekeeper team, and she'll work just fine. But, yeah, you could say Arrow Rover could work with Alto, but, like, I feel like you have to give him some time for him to, like, you know, shine a little bit more. But, like, his kit is, I don't know. It's just, like, it's Alto, if that makes any sense. Like, he's slept on, but I don't think he's, like, you know, underrated. I think he's just Alto. Yeah. Let me look at these characters real quick before I make another opinion. I'm really, like, I might regret putting her here, but I think Yoo-Hoo is also in this same tier of, like, kind of like outlier characters, or just like characters that kind of just don't have a point to exist. Like, okay, not like, that sounds a little harsh, but I don't know, Yoo-Hoo, like, her whole gimmick is like gambling, kind of. It's like doing the roles and playing that right, which is fun. I'm not saying this tier is like a no fun tier, but like, it's just kind of hard to like utilize in a team without like overcommitting to them. Because I feel like Chisha, in a way, you have to overcommit to Chisha's like gameplay unless you like know how to like cycle out properly, which I don't know how to do that yet. But if you know how to do that, props to you. But, like, same with Yoo-Hoo. So, like, I feel like Yoo-Hoo's, like, kind of, like, right here in terms of gameplay. Like, she's fun, but, like, she's not, like, I don't foresee great use out of her. And she does buff, like, coordinated damage and whatnot. But there's a character with her own attribute that is just way better. And I'll get to that later. But, yeah. And then, is this the end of C? I feel as if this is the end of C. Yeah, okay, B tier, let's start off with Donjin, which is kind of crazy, but, this is a good solo character. Good hyper carry character, but I don't know. I'm not good at using Donjin. Also, like, the amount of effort that you have to put in to like fully utilize her versus other characters kind of drags her down a bit. And I know that's like hella skill issue, and that's not really a good reason. But like, I don't know. It's a really risky character, and I'm not that big on risky play styles. But I will acknowledge it by putting Donjin in this tier. Like I could have put Donjin like lower, because I don't really foresee any use out of her. So she could have been in C tier. I don't think she's D tier though, because like it's not like a terrible kit. So like yeah, I would probably say Donjin is like B tier. Like I don't know. I'm not really going to elaborate much on it. Like this is just kind of like the character is this, but there's like better options out there. Speaking about character is this, better options. Spectra Rover. Spectra Rover is kind of like I'm trying not to be biased to Spectra Rover because it is a good like character, but like this is the first character literally anyone uses in the game, and I used it the most, so I'm probably the most experienced with Spectra Rover. The close second would probably be Chisha, but like other than that, like I don't know, like it's a good character and the gameplay is, interesting enough, but like I don't know, like it's just kind of like exists, I guess, but it's not like unusable in a team. So like I feel like this is like the perfect spot for Spectra Rover. Um, I I would probably say Lumi is next, which Fred would probably disagree with this placement. I don't know, they might agree. But like I like Lumi is kind of similar to like Chisha, like not in gameplay, but in like terms of like juggling, like the juggling act. Like you have to build Chisha's forte, and like you have to dedicate a lot of time like to like doing that and making sure to properly use it. And I feel like Lumi's kind of similar in that aspect. Like I feel like there's a lot of like thinking time in a fight, like more than like usual. Like sure you have to think a lot of Donjin, like you just have to play perfectly, but like it's not like it's not the same like type of thinking. If that like I don't know, this is like shitty logic, but that's just like what I think personally. I think this is a good spot for Lumi. Yeah, like I don't really know what else to like say about it. Also, let me get this Jinchi out of here. That's just like bothering me so bad. Like put this Sanwa skin on here too. I don't know why it's in the tier list. Then I would put Sanwa, speaking of her, like right here. I think she is probably the most... Let me look, actually. Other than a specific character, I think... Actually, wait, no, not yet. Let's put Yang Yang here, actually. Yang Yang. I think Yang Yang is a really good investment character, actually. I think anyone who's new to the game should be interested in building Yang Yang. She is quite a decent character. She does enough damage, and she has enough utility in her kit to be like quite useful. Even on teams that aren't really built for her, I think there's a use for her without, going to like limited characters. Like I think she's a good free to play character. And I know that has nothing to do with me personally, but like before I acquired a lot of characters, she was quite usable and honestly pretty fun to use. I would say arguably one of the best 4 stars, but well, I mean, I guess she is one of the best 4 stars. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Moving on, I would finally say Sanwa. I think she is the second best 4-star in the game in terms of just straight up utility. Sure, she's not like a full on DPS, even though you could build her that way. But I think like her outro, which buffs basic attack damage or some shit like that, is like really useful for like a great amount of characters. Even the characters who don't really focus on using basic attack, I think it's like a useful thing because if you don't have skill or you don't have liberation or forte, you're going to be using your basic attack. Even if you do have those things, sometimes you're going to be using your basic attack. So having a buff for basic attack is actually pretty good. Like I think that's a pretty decent character. And because of that, I think she always has value in this. She's like always something you can lean back on unless they release another character or that, buffs basic attack. But like I don't know. I feel like she's like on a lot of teams and is kind of underrated in that aspect. And I this is probably okay. Yilin in B tier. This is subject to change because I haven't really, fully used Yinlin, so you could argue it's in the own but don't play enough for opinion. But I played a decent amount, and I feel like Yinlin is pretty good. But she hasn't gotten to the point where it like takes her to an A tier, which this tier, by the way, I said is like pretty decent all around, but like, it's not perfect. And like I haven't got to that point where it's like pretty decent all around yet in the experience. Like there's still some stuff left to be desired, but like to be fair, I haven't fully built my Yinlin, so like it's kind of unfair to put her here. But I don't want to like put a character higher based off of potential. That's another reason why I don't have Zani or Chikona like on this list up here, because like that's not really fair to like judge a character based off of potential, even though I haven't really like used or played the character. And it's kind of similar to like these characters that I own but I haven't played enough. I don't want to rank them off of potential. Like I want to rank them off of my own experience, and I feel like I haven't had enough experience with these five. I don't even own these, even though there was like trial characters, but like I don't think a trial is an accurate experience of using the character because you haven't used them in the overworld or against bosses or grinding or all that stuff. And then obviously characters who haven't even like came out yet, like I can't really accurately judge the character. So yeah, I feel like this is a good spot for Yinlin, top of B tier, because I don't know. There's, I think that's a good spot for Yinlin. Now I think I can move on to the next, which is A tier. Now I think Verena is bottom of A tier for me personally. And I know that's probably crazy because she's like pretty much the people's support. But like, I never had Verena, and I got Verena into like 2.2. No, not 2.2, 2.1, I believe. And obviously at this point, I had Shorekeeper, and I'll get to that in a minute, but like, I don't know. But I do acknowledge Verena's usefulness, so I would say she's like A tier. She's a good character, good healer. There's not really much to be desired unless you want the character to be like, straight up broken or perfect. So like I think A tier is a good spot. But I'm still having her at bottom of A tier because like I don't know, man. Like I don't know. She does. It's weird. I don't really know how to feel about her entirely. Um, I would probably say the next one is Calculator or Calcaro. Um, this is kind of also unfair to Calc because I just do not use him that much. And you're probably like, why is he like? It's the same scenario of Yinlin. Like, I have like an M3 calc or like a R3 calc, whatever you want to call it, and I just don't use them too much, which is kind of hilarious. But when I have used them, it was fun, and I use a weird build on them, so I probably have to build them properly to fully get an opinion on them. But yeah, like I don't know. It's just kind of I think that's a good spot for him. Like he's a good character. I can see his use, and I don't want to rank him off of potential, but like I can at least see the vision, whereas Yinlin, I'm seeing a distant vision, if that makes any sense. Um, yeah. The next character, uh, is probably Camellia, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it. Can I move her over there? I guess not. So it's, yeah, Camellia, which, let me just, yes, the fuck? Um, I knew that was weird. Yeah, this is purely a skill issue position. If not, I would damn near say maybe S, but yeah, it's skill issue. She is so squishy. Like, oh my gosh, Camellia is so squishy. Like, the game wants you to hold the attack button so much with her, but like, there's not much opportunity to do that. And like, she's super squishy. I know that's kind of skill issue, but like, I don't know. If you use her properly, she shits damage. She does shit damage, but if you have skill issue like me, you kind of suffer from damage potential. And but like the gameplay is peak. I do like the gameplay, but I don't know. This is a skill issue spot. It's my tier list and it's my personal like opinion. I would probably say like Arrow Rover goes like right here now, and this is crazy. And I know I said I wouldn't rank characters based off of trial or rank characters based off of potential because, spoiler alert, Arrow Rover is not built on my account. So what the hell am I talking about? I played Arrow Rover in the story and a few times on my own with an unbuilt Arrow Rover, but I just like the gameplay a lot. I can see the vision with the gameplay, and I need to stop talking about seeing the vision. Jesus Christ, I'm about to run that to the ground. But it's a good character. I like the kit. It's really like interesting and fun. It's a good take on being a support, and I don't know. It's just a lot that I like about it. There's not that much that I dislike about it. So like I feel like this is a good spot for Arrow Rover. I feel like the next one would be Changli. Which is kind of weird, but I need to stop saying I feel like I said so many times. Changli is fun. And I know that sounds like someone's like pointing a gun to my head and I had to say that, but I do find that she's kind of like not boring, but like I don't even know what the word is. A little bit repetitive. Like it's reliable. I guess a lot of these characters are repetitive in a way, but like I feel like she's kind of oh sorry, yawn. Kind of like restricted in like team compositions in a way, which I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. But I don't know. She's reliable, and I still have to continue building her. So maybe my opinion will change a year from now or whatever. Whenever I make another tier list like this. But for now, I think this is the spot for Chingli. I don't know, which is crazy because like some people who heard me talk about this game would probably be like, "What the hell is this tier list?" Like just looking at it. But yeah, I would say, yeah, this is probably like a weird take, but I would say Brant is right here. This is my favorite male character in the game so far. And he suffers from similar skill issue from like Camellia. The only difference is he's a healer, so he can heal himself. But like, yeah. But he could do damage like a DPS. Like it's weird. They made a healer that's a DPS, but he's also a shielder. Like he's kind of really versatile. So like you're probably wondering why I have him here, but like you also have to like hold the attack button in his like attack sequence. So like there's a lot of times where you want to hold it and you probably should dodge, and I know like that's the whole point. Like he has air dodges, he has ground dodges, like use the dodge please, but I have a bunch of skill issue when it comes to dodging. If you can't tell from where I'm putting characters on this list, but yeah, I feel like this is like his upside cannot be understated. So that's the position where he's at. But he's also in this position because like I'm not really that great at dodging, and while he is a healer, so he does have a decent HP pool if you built for it, which I kind of did, but not really. He does take a decent amount of damage though, so like I think that's the spot for him. I would probably say this is so crazy. Cantarella is right here, which I haven't played her too much, which I know like I keep saying this, but I'm going against my own rules. But when I have used her, she does hold her own fairly well, and her heals are pretty decent. It's not like the best in the world, but like it's not the worst either. At least as far as I'm aware. This might change the more I play as her, but I really like her. She has good survivability, good utility, and just overall like a good character. There's not really much to say that's like negative about her, which is nice. Then I would probably say, like, this is probably the hottest take on this tier list. This is Yuanwu. Gameplay is like, it's simple, but it just works. Like, once you understand Yuanwu, like, he is pretty good. Like, I can see why people say he's like a S, or not an S rank, I'm thinking of Zenless. Why he's a 5-star that's actually a 4-star. Like, I can understand it. Like, he's pretty good. Like, I'm not trolling. I genuinely think that Yuanwu is right here. I don't really use Yuanwu that much, which is kind of funny. But, his utility, his buffs, his, like, what he does is, like, quite unique. Like, he's a character that, like, no, like, he's kind of unique. Like, I know I just said that, sorry. But, he's unique in the way that, like, not too many characters, like, does the role that he does. In a way, you could say, Yuhu does, or Yohu, but I feel like Yuhu is more, based off of her own gimmick, whereas Yuanwu focuses way more on the vibration, like, reduction, and he's good at buffing and whatnot. And I know I don't speak about leaks too much. Well, that's a lie. But on my YouTube channel, I don't speak about leaks. But they said there's apparently a character coming down the line that will be similar to Yuanwu, which has me intrigued. Because if there's like a 5-star version not of him specifically, but like a 5-star character that does what he does, I would only imagine it's gonna be a perfect character if it's like literally power creep or if it's like improved. Because Yuanwu's really good. He just doesn't do that much damage. And so far they have a trend of making all the new 5-star characters do damage. There hasn't been a new 5-star character that doesn't do damage. I guess you could argue that Shorekeeper is one of them, but even then Shorekeeper does do damage. But yeah, that's the end of my A rank. So moving on with the S rank, which I would say are like perfect characters. Which this is hella biased, cause this is so biased, but yeah. I would say Carlotta is at the bottom of S, which is crazy because she is literally like end game killer. She is so good. She shits damage. And yeah. But if you just look at the character and take away the buffs that she gets, she's still really good character. But like, I don't know. Kind of like, I don't want to say carried by the buffs because like that's really stupid. Not gonna lie. Like isn't that kind of dumb to say carried by the buffs? Like that's kind of a dumb thing. Like I don't want to make dumb like takes. But she is a character that does kind of feel like a crutch. Like there's very few characters in this game that feels like a crutch if I use them, but like Carlotta does feel like a crutch. Eventually, there might be a point in time that the game gets so power crept that Carlotta is just not useful anymore, but like in the current state, she kind of feels like a crutch. Like sometimes I'm trying other teams, and if I start struggling or I just don't want to deal with it anymore, I switch to my Carlotta team and I clear it easily. Moving on, I would probably say Jeji, which is kind of a hot take, but Jeji is super good. Does kind of like slept on damage. It's not the best damage, like it's not Brant weird support damage or Camelia's damage or like some of these other characters if you build them the right way, but like I feel like Jeji like is such like a good support DPS, if that makes any sense, which is basically just coordinated attack. That's all it is. That's what I'm calling support DPS. Like, you pop her ult and then switch to Carlotta. Carlotta does so much more damage based off of her, like, Jeji's ult, which is so good. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like Yinlin, but better, in my opinion. But, yeah, also, since I'm talking about Jeji, I was talking about a character that's just better with coordinated damage or something like that. Which I think when I was talking about Yoo-Hoo buffs coordinated damage, but like Jeji is the coordinated damage. Like I don't know, I feel like Jeji is just such a better asset. Like if you want to use Yoo-Hoo, just use Jeji instead. I know they do different things, but like Jeji is so good. Like, dang. Like, I don't know. And she's pretty fun. A little bit squishy at times, but like, she's pretty mobile. So like, if you get hit, it's kind of skill issue. But yeah, that's where Jeji's at. Then I'd probably say Phoebe is right here. Phoebe's really good. Slept on. Okay, I don't want to say slept on. I'm over here lying. Like the past 5 characters I said slept on, except for Yuanwu. I'm joking, by the way. Phoebe is not slept on. Phoebe is well known to be good. But I feel like you like I probably can't say this on YouTube because like it sounds like I'm endorsing it, so I don't want to say it. But like when the Spectral Frazzle like hits, it's like injections. Like, it hits. Like, it hits hard. Like, it's super good. Like, you start fiending for it. Like, the frazzle damage is so good. And, like, if I was gonna rate on potential, like, these two down here, oh my god, bro. Like, I am so hot for these characters. Like, they're gonna be so good. Like, sure, she uses a arrow erosion as well, like Chikona. But, like, she also has that spectral frazzle, which, whoo, that's gonna hit good. That's gonna be such a good team. I might even try running the three of them, Phoebe, Donnie, and Chikona. Whew, that's gonna be a nice team. I know there's no heals on that team, but like just to see, it might be fun. It might be fun. And then yeah, this is hella bias, but Shorekeeper is the best character in the game. Like, gameplay, utility, like, and like, even though she doesn't do damage, her damage amplification is so good that she might as well do damage, because like, it's so good. Then if you do like the thing where you get a guaranteed crit, like, it's, bro, Shorekeeper is peak. God. Like, this is the best character, like, ever. Like, it's not even close. If I did a Zenless version of this, she's like the Miyabi of the game. Not DPS wise, but just like, she is such a good character. Like, those glazing, like, gacha YouTubers and content creators are probably going to say, must pull, must have character. There's one person on Twitter was talking about, it's actually, like, not exaggerated to say that it's a human rights requirement to have Shorekeeper. Like, this character is busted. It's like, I don't know if Kuro even knew the length of like how good this character would have been like when they released this character. Sure, it was the first limited support character to come out as far as I'm aware, because 1.1 just had Jitchi in it and Changli, and then 1.2 had Zhang Liao and Jeji. So like 1.3 having Shorekeeper, it, like, I don't know, like, super good character. Like, I don't want to sit here and glaze, but there's nothing negative I can really say about this character. This character quite literally does it all. You're about to die? Cool, she can save you by, like, sacrificing her billions of health, because she has so much health if you just build her, like, properly. Like, you sacrifice half her health, and she still has, like, the same amount of health that Camellia has, or, like, probably even more than that, which is crazy. So you can save someone from dying from, like, you know, a fatal attack, or you can, she has, like, the butterflies, where if you get hit, you can, like, use the dodge button to, like, instantly recover, which is pretty good, so you don't get smacked around the arena so much. Her heals are immaculate. Her ult does automatic heals, so you don't even have to worry about healing people. And if you play good on the game, like, if you play really good and you know how to dodge, that's quite the benefit. Her ult does, like, really good damage amplification, like, and it also increases, like, crit rate chance, which is good for, like, literally any DPS character, especially Carlotta. But, like, I'm not going to try to glaze my own team that much, even though I have my own team in this, like, top 4, which is kind of crazy. But, like, this is honestly one of the best teams. This, one of the best teams. This Carlotta, Jeji, Shorekeeper team is one of the best teams in the game. Yeah. I'm pretty sure her resonance skill also gives you stamina, which is kind of crazy. Her echo, which most people would use, which is the fallacy, like, gives an attack bonus. I don't know if it's to the wielder or if it's just, like, in general. It might be to the wielder, but, like, yeah. Even if you don't use Fallacy, the other one, which is Bellborn, can like save a few hits of health, which is nice. So like 2 good echoes to use. And she has like traction abilities. Like, it's this insane character. But yeah, this is my Wuthering Waves tier list based off of gameplay. I'm not gonna go through it all again because like I pretty much elaborated on each one. Normally I go through them when I don't elaborate, but just for clarity purposes, this male rover is Arrow Rover and this female rover is Spectra Rover. Havoc Rover is not on here, but if I did have to put Havoc Rover, they would be down here on their own, but don't play enough for opinion, because I don't use Havoc Rover. But yeah, this is my Wuthering Waves tier list on gameplay, which I think is nice.